I put it in the AI folder. Um, AI BS. You can't even. I need to separate that, but whatever. But like I said, everything's just going to be considered. You know, I had said, nobody's going to know what's real. Well, the thing is, nobody's. Yes, that's true, but it's not necessarily people going to be being misled. I mean, probably for a lot of people, but most people are just going to accept that as the new reality. Is this bullshit? And unfortunately, the things that it's going to lean more towards that. Instead of everybody believing everything they see, everybody's going to assume that everything is bullshit. So even things that are real, you know, the boy who cried wolf. So that's where I think that's going to lean, which I guess is better than everybody taking the bait. Everybody's going to be like, nah, this is plastic. Which is still bad, but it's not as bad as everybody believing everything they see and hear. But there's still going to be a lot of people who do believe everything they see and hear, because people are just, the more complex something is, the more prone it is to malfunction. Okay? AKA failure. There's a lot of malfunctioning humans out there. They don't think right. They just don't. The person who's driving in the left lane who can't keep up their speed. They're fluctuating within a 10-mile-an-hour window. That is a malfunctioning human. You do not understand the basic rules and etiquette of the road. That's just one example. The person who is chewing their gum loudly at the DMV or the library. Malfunctioning human. You do not understand what Stefan Molyneux, or Mullenix, I'm not sure if he's on YouTube anymore, he would call universally preferable behavior. It's not an ultimate, set of morals or values. It's just no need to overthink it. When you boil it down, universally preferable behavior. Don't be annoying. Don't steal from me. Don't fart in an elevator, It's real simple. It's real basic concepts. Universally preferable behavior. That's it. It's not your value system versus my value system. Don't be a dick. So, what a profoundly basic concept. Don't steal from me. Don't punch me. Just fucking be considerate and behave. But humans don't do that. Because the more complex something is, the more prone it is to malfunction. So you like poetry, you like art, you like cuisine, you like love, you like families. And that concept, the higher, more complex something is, well, there you go. So that's why people are assholes. It's because they have personalities and opinions and preferences. That's why they're assholes. It's the flip side. You get the good with the bad of anything. So, yes, humans. Thumbs up. Ding! Yeah. But anyway, the cake one, that is a perfect example. It's like, back in the day, that would be like, oh, that's adorable. The parrots, it's like, well, they have to learn that, okay? Hence the phrase, parroting information or phrases. They didn't just think of that. Now if you're old school, you know that. If you're new school, you're going to recognize, like I said in my audio presentation earlier, there's people who have that ability to, now, wait a minute, is this right? And there's some people who don't. There's a lot of people out there, on the younger side of things who are born with a phone in their hand, who have like that meme concept, they everything's an inside joke to them. So they're switched on in that sense. But there's a lot of people out there who would still, think, old school is going to recognize that parrots don't have the ability to actually, like, discern, just like AI is just, running through things that it's seen. So eventually it can, it can quote unquote has judgment, but it's not really. As where humans have like an instilled, like I said, universally perfect behavior, even if it's something you've never experienced or seen, that you don't like really loud noises or food that tastes bad or rude people. So it's just one of those things that's like part of your soul. You just know things. Versus AI has to be programmed it, and it unfortunately does, based on things that it's seen can, quote unquote think. That's the term, artificial intelligence, when really it's not. So that's so the old school recognized parrots can't, a parrot is only going to repeat what it's heard. So it had to hear that. So a parrot isn't going to just say something out of the blue like, "Hey, asshole, what do you think you're doing?" Oh, gasp. You'll never believe what my parrot said the other day. No. So that kind of is a dead giveaway to me that is AI. Now, it may be a spliced AI. They're trying to make a funny video. The person might be real. So that's the new reality. Things are going to be very, very cheap, short-lived, and throwaway. Because back in the day, that would have been the cutest damn thing. If that pug, was protecting the cake. But these days, it's like, that's cute, whatever. Fake, but, it's like watching a cartoon, cool. Everything's a cartoon these days. It's made up. He just pulled a giant hammer from his back. How come cartoons always have everything they need behind their back? Dude, bro. Okay.